What's up, guys? Dr. Lee here. I just want to share a message this morning about identity and what you really truly believe about yourself. And I would argue that many of us are acting congruently with what we truly believe is possible for us, or what we truly believe, or who we truly believe we are. That's how we act. That's how we speak. That's how we interact with people. And unconsciously, we aren't going to act in a way that isn't consistent with what we truly believe. So the question then becomes, what beliefs am I holding on that are helping me or are hurting me? So what beliefs am I holding on that are helping or hurting me? And what areas in my life can I elevate the thoughts that I have of myself? What areas in my life can I say, okay, I'm going to challenge that thought about myself. Okay, I want to change that thought about myself, or I want to change how I identify concerning this. How do I do that? Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a couple of tips on how you can adjust your identity in a place where you feel like it's something that is deep. It's who you are. And it's something that you want to change about yourself. Here is some of the ways that you can do that. Number one, start to read stories about people that have that identity about themselves. So one of the easiest ways to do that is to look at people that have the results that you want, and then read about them, read about their mindsets, read about their routines, read their thoughts. That's one of the quickest ways to then identify areas that this person might have strengths in, and how do they think about this opposed to how I think about this. So that's one of the first ways. Number two is, I would say, and that's one of the easiest ways, right? With the internet and information age, you can get information about pretty much any person. Just Google it, right? The second thing is actually start hanging out with people that share those values. So don't just read about them and admire them from a distance, but find some people that have the actual values that you want, or have the identities that you want, and start spending more time with them. Because we, depending on who we hang out with, who we spend the majority of our time with, those people typically share a lot of our mindsets. They share our views. They share our values. If you're trying to change that, you've got to change who you hang out with. So make sure you Google, find some books, read about some people. Second, find some individuals. And then the third one is the toughest part, and that's start doing the inner work within yourself. So that's and one of the simple ways to start trying to retrain your brain in specific areas is, I like doing incantations or mantras, and this is where you take time out and you specifically repeat what you want to think, even though you may not inherently think it. You start to repeat or start to speak the very thing that you want to believe. So if you say, I'm overweight and I want to lose weight, you can say, well, I'm moving toward a greater body weight, or I'm thin, I'm full of energy, I'm vibrant. So you say those things to yourself, even if you may not see that in a mirror, or even if you may not necessarily truly believe it. But you start to say that more often, over and over and over and over and over, and then you start to convince yourself that these things are true, and that's how you're able to manifest. So you read, try to identify some of the thought processes these people hold. You get out with people that have those thought processes, people that are actually doing that right now in their life. And then 3, you start to speak those things over yourself. So I hope this was helpful, guys. I truly believe our identities, what we truly believe about ourselves, that is what we will manifest in life. We will not act incongruent with what we don't believe, right? We won't act consistent with what we don't believe. We will act consistently based on what we believe. So what areas in your life do you want to move forward? Ask yourself. In the areas of your life where you want to move forward, ask yourself, what beliefs am I holding on to that are giving me this result? Take care, guys.